Welcome back, guys, to this main event of the evening, guys. We have a 8-round lightweight WBC Youth Championship fight between Manuel Jaimes and Cristian Vasquez. Jaimes is 20 to Vasquez is 19. Slight height advantage, 2 inches to Vasquez, 5'10 to Jaimes, 5'8. 1 pound advantage for Vasquez, 132 to 131 for Jaimes, and a bit of a reach advantage for Vasquez at 70.5 inches to Jaimes, 68.5. Yeah, Chris, why don't you kind of break down what you see happening and what needs to happen for each of these fighters here on the tail of the tape. Why don't you tell me about Cristian Muñeco Vasquez?
Well, he mostly likes to fight from the outside using his jab, his reach, so his KO percentage would say the opposite. But he's not that pressure fighter like Jaimes is. He throws those long shots, keeps his opponent at bay, and the keys to victory would be for him to utilize the ring. Must use his movement. Don't get caught up in a war with Jaimes, because that would definitely be his downfall. And just throw those power combos to Jaimes' pressure, because that's what Jaimes does. He brings that pressure. And
what about Jaimes? What would you say Jaimes needs to do in order to be victorious in this WBC Youth Championship tonight?
Apply pressure on the inside as he typically does. The KO percentage says it all. Must stay in the middle of Vasquez's chest and overwhelm him with punches. Invest in the body early. That's one thing that we've seen Jaimes do, and it's paid off in 9 of his 10 bouts ending early. This will slow Vasquez's hand speed down as the fight progresses. He must use high ring IQ to set traps for Vasquez, because Vasquez, like I said, is going to use his reach, his jab, his distance.
Yeah, very, very exciting fight here we have scheduled for our main event. Let's take a look at the rules for this bout. There is no standing 8 count. There is no 3 knockdown rule in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight. Fighters cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and the fight becomes official after the 4th round. Let's take it to Pablo Flores for our official ring announcement.
It's time for boxing, and it's time to rock and roll. This is your main event of the evening. 8 rounds of boxing for the WBC Youth Lightweight Championship of the World. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos al combate estelar de esta noche. 8 rounds por el Campeonato Mundial Juvenil Peso Ligero del CMB. And is sanctioned by the WBC and the Tijuana Boxing, Pro Wrestling, and MMA Commission. Presidentes Mauricio Sulaimán and Carlos Labastida. Supervisor for the WBC, in attendance, el supervisor en turno del CMB, Jesús González. Here are 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Jesse Hernández, Sergio Lechuga, y el internacional Alejandro Rochín Mápula. And your referee in charge of the action, international referee, Juan José Ramírez. All right, boxing fans, joining us around the world on VIP, the best in boxing, Fight Hub TV on YouTube. We are live from the boxing tradition, Tijuana Iconic. El Foro Hialeah, desde la la frontera más visitada del mundo, Tijuana, Baja California, México. ¡Ajusten sus cinturones! Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears red trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 132 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color rojo con blanco, con un peso de 132 libras. In 16 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 15 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, and 14 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 15 victorias, 0 derrotas, 1 empate y 14 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a la tierra del tequila, la perla tapatía, Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, de la dinastía Vasquez, Cristian, el Muñeco Vasquez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with gold trim. He officially weighs in the same 132 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo color negro con oro, con un peso idéntico de 132 libras. In 10 professional bouts, he stands with a perfect record. 10 victories, no defeats, and none of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord perfecto. 10 victorias, 0 derrotas, y 9 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. The Fighting Pride from Stockton, California, USA. Damas y caballeros, de Stockton, California, los Estados Unidos. Aquí está Manuel Jaimes. And now, given the final instructions con las indicaciones finales, su referee, el profesor Juan José Ramírez. 8 rounds, 8 asaltos.
Ahí está la foto, ¿eh? Ahí está la foto, Ok, muchachos, vamos a respetar el reglamento. Vamos a una pelea limpia, bonita. No quiero faules.
We are right here at
Dice la mano, llegando mejor a su esquina. Dios me los bendiga. Cuídense mucho.
Toscano Boxing Promotions, guys. The anticipation is palpable. You could cut the tension with a knife right here. 2 undefeated fighters. Somebody's O must go. I had to say it, Chris. I'm sorry. I know how cliche it is. But again, unless we have a draw, hopefully not, but somebody's going to walk away with the ugly taste of defeat here as we touch gloves and start this opening round. I am Brandon Kyle, your host, joined by Chris Martin, our expert boxing analyst here at Best End Boxing. Chris, I know we're both excited about this main event here tonight.
Yeah, definitely excited about this fight. You know, you have 2 power punchers in the main event. You know, brought to you by Toscano Boxing Promotions. I want to take the time right now, in case we don't have any time. Manuel Jaimes' highlight reel KO over Francisco Rubio in his last bout earlier this year. Go ahead, do yourself a favor. Manuel Jaimes, 5th round KO of Francisco Rubio. You won't see a more spectacular knockout than that one.
No doubt, yeah, he said it was an easy cut. He took a little bit of a break at the beginning of COVID, but you know, got his feet back underneath him about a month into the pandemic. Started training again. Actually, went down to Buddy McGirt's gym, got some sparring in there for this fight. Finished last 3 opponents, and he is game here tonight against Cristian Muñeco Vasquez. Now, Chris, you didn't. Big shots already exchanging. As you said, unless you don't get the opportunity to say it, because you know, with these 2 guys, it could end just like that. It's almost like 2 heavyweights in there. At any moment, either of them could hit each other, and it could be all over.
Yeah, definitely. With this KO percentage that they both possess, you know, they have dynamite in their hands. You know, it seemed to me at the beginning of that, Vasquez landed a good body shot, but then Jaimes went ahead and kind of buzzed Vasquez.
So both of them having a little success here in this first opening round. Oh, nice little 1-1 right hook there from, again, he likes that jab power hook there, doesn't he? Does Vasquez. Oh, nice jab though from Jaimes. Body from Jaimes.
Oh, and a good counter uppercut hook, kind of like a hybrid there.
Yeah,
by Jaimes.
yeah, exactly. Kind of that 45-degree upward angle there. Jaimes moving around, taking a big
good
shot.
exchanges by both fighters.
Man, you see this big reach advantage, it looks like, from Vasquez here in this main event. Jaimes being the smaller fighter, but moving and using the ring well, using his timing, but Vasquez looking confident. Almost got a little smirk in there, you know? I mean, it looks like he's feeling good so far, and 10 seconds left in this opening round, Chris.
Yeah, they both seem to be confident. Ooh, and another hook there landed by Jaimes.
Ooh, comes to the body to follow up. Good first round. We expected nothing less from these two, both exchanging big shots. Chris, who do you think edged out possibly that first round there? I mean, it's a tough one to score, and I know you don't score fights, but if you had to choose one or the other.
But I think this one was a little easy to score. It was well matched in the beginning, but Jaimes went ahead and landed those two hard hooks in the round that kind of got everybody's attention here in the room, here in the building, you know.
Yeah,
it feels like a room.
The best shots landed in the fight, so far seem to be those hooks from Jaimes. Now, we didn't know what Tarasco meant. Muñeco, can you enlighten the fans at home what muñeco is in Spanish?
Doll.
Doll?
Doll.
Oh, it's like a little doll face, maybe?
Yeah,
not sure what that means.
I'm not sure about that. But
let's take a look at the doll here, taking on Jaimes in this first round here. Good back and forth exchanges. Jaimes using that footwork in and out movement to kind of draw out punches and make Vasquez miss in that first round.
Yeah, and that hook was the one that kind of buzzed Muñeco there in that first round. He definitely did buzz him. I got the perception in fast time, looking at it again in replay, he definitely was buzzed.
Yeah, well, he doesn't seem buzzed right now. He's coming forward, but that is not stopping Miguel Jaimes from landing nice counter shots, using his footwork. Oh, a little behind the head shot there. Referee splits them up. They touch gloves. Ooh. No hard feelings, but nice 1-2. Ooh,
1-2.
That left hook from Jaimes seems to be super effective.
It's on there, man. It's working well for him in this fight. Mainly because where Muñeco keeps his right hand, it's not even on his head. It's like by his shoulder. Vasquez needs to really improve on that if he gets through Jaimes today.
Yeah, if Jaimes can land those lead hooks.
Good
body shot, though, from Vasquez. These boys are shoulder to shoulder now, which might give the advantage to Jaimes, you'd think, the longer fighter being Vasquez. Vasquez doing good body work, though, in that close quarters fight going on right now. Again, nice little right hook to the body. You see the reddening already. You see the reddening on the left rib cage of Manuel Jaimes. But he lands some good hooks himself. Wow, this is a nice flow shoulder-to-shoulder fight here. Both these bulls pushing forward. Good little right-left hook from Vasquez.
Ooh,
great shots exchanged.
Good body shots.
Isn't he though? Right?
Yeah. It seems like he's not in a good position to throw power, but I mean, once they land, they sound like thudding shots, and like his legs are behind it. So we'll see.
Ooh, another good body shot. It looks like Jaimes backed up to the ropes. He's not using the footwork. He's willing to exchange, kind of like we saw in that co-main event, with both fighters saying, you know, I'll back up to the ropes and we can get this going on right here. But back, separated again. Jaimes, little quarter turn, gets out of the danger for a second. But man, Vasquez is coming forward relentless. Getting a little sloppy though.
Yeah, getting a little sloppy. And it seems as though Jaimes is the better technician.
Yeah, but Vasquez is just not allowing him to use that technical ability. Just keeps pushing him back. But lots of energy output here so far from Vasquez.
You have to give that respect. Vasquez having the 14 knockouts in 15 fights. You know, he might just have that crazy power, man. Yeah, he just lands a nice left hook to the nose there of Jaimes. But Jaimes just sitting in there, slipping and ripping. 10 seconds left. Second round. Ooh, nice exchange right at the end. To close the round by Manuel Jaimes. Very good shot landed there to close it. Now, Jaimes is kind of almost allowing Vasquez to push him up against the ropes. So, you know, what do you think he's thinking in there? Is he's willing to take these exchanges here? He's not circling out like he was earlier in the first round. What do you think's going through the mind right now, Manuel Jaimes? I don't think he has a choice. I think Vasquez is imposing his will and making his strategy the one that is prevailing over Jaimes. See what they tell Jaimes here in the corner and see if he's able to change what Vasquez is doing, and basically what you said, pushing Jaimes back.
Now, you know, he's got a reach advantage, a height advantage over Jaimes, yet he's pushing back. Do you think he's almost just trying to use aggression to just kind of push him forward? As you see this replay right here, Chris?
He is. That's what he's doing, and it seemed to have worked for him in that second round. See if he's able to do the same.
Possibly trying to wear down Jaimes over this 8-round main event here. Just kind of, you know, make him use his strength and drain him. Oh, nice right hand, though, comes back from Jaimes. Jaimes looks like his corner maybe got up in his face and let him know he needs to do more and not allow him to get pushed back. And he is definitely fighting harder off the ropes. A nice big counter hook there from Jaimes. Right here in front of us, you can see the sweat flying. The focus on both of these fighters' eyes here on this main event. Toscano Boxing Promotions, best in boxing. Been a great night of fights, and it's been a great main event so far.
Definitely a good main event. Jaimes caught Muñeco right there with a hard hook. Vasquez takes it well.
Referee breaks him up here. Jaimes dances to the other side of the ring here. Cuts right, cuts left. Takes a body shot from Vasquez. Vasquez really looking to work that body. Really getting in close, just trying to bully Jaimes a little bit here.
And Jaimes is doing the right thing, and maybe that's exactly what the corner told him to do, is that he has to box. Sometimes when you get a strong guy like Vasquez, you need to break him down using boxing skills. Just power for power is not going to typically work all the time, you know. And to me, the right game plan is what Vasquez is doing, you know, using a little bit of his boxing skill, which we've seen that he has. Not just the power.
So maybe Jaimes, you know, being told to fight a little bit smarter as opposed to harder, and you know, try to neutralize some of this forward aggression of Muñeco Vasquez.
And that's a good way to put it, right? And is fight smarter, not harder.
And you see that coming from Jaimes right now. But man, Vasquez will not relent. He keeps chasing him down. It's running to him when Jaimes dances to another part of the ring. You see Vasquez almost running over there to begin engaging again. But, you know, Jaimes looks like he's trying to set up a nice big counter shot. And, you know, both these guys have power with that 90% KO rate, so it's just like every exchange. You just don't know which one's going to do the job here. Exchanging body shots. Looks like Vasquez kind of was able to lull Jaimes back into that shoulder-to-shoulder war. This is a nice old-school, close-range fight you get to see here, folks. Very rarely you see two fighters willing to exchange like this, but that's what Toscano Boxing's all about, is putting these fighters together that are willing to lay it on the line, especially for a WBC title. Now, 10 seconds left in this round.
And one thing I said at the intro to our broadcast, that it sounded cliche, but it's going to be a battle of wills when you have two undefeated fighters that don't know how to lose. You know, you're going to get a battle of wills. Both fighters are going to have to bite down, you know, and tough this out, because each fighter wants to win.
And I tell you what, speaking of will to win, you have a coveted WBC belt on the line here. That in boxing, that green belt, you know, everyone wants to have one of those on their fireplace mantle here. So do you think that's gonna give even more motivation to bite down on that mouthpiece when times get tough in this fight?
Absolutely. You know, if you have something to work for, you know, you're gonna have a token of the struggle that you went through for the rest of your life if you come out victorious. If you lose, you go home with a lump of coal.
Yeah, you think about it. Yeah, I always think about that night I could have won that WBC World Youth Lightweight title between Manuel Jaimes right now and Cristian Muñeco Vasquez. This is the main event. I'm Brandon Kyle, your host, alongside our professional boxing analyst, Chris Martin. These guys are going back and forth. Chris, you know, what do you tell each guy in their corner going into this next round that they need to do to be more effective in this fight?
For Jaimes, I would say continue to do what he's doing as far as the boxing. It seemed to have worked the last round. for Muñeco Vasquez, I believe he needs to go to the body in order to slow down the legs of Jaimes. So if I'm in the corner of Vasquez, hey, dig to that body, dig to that body. But Jaimes is the one doing it right now at the moment. Yeah. And for the first time, backing up his opponent.
Right? You start to see a shift in the momentum here as now Jaimes is coming forward and pushing Vasquez to the ropes. Maybe Vasquez took a punch that that kind of, made him think twice about pushing forward again against Jaimes, or maybe Jaimes was kind of, going at about, 75, 80%, and now he's starting to turn it up here in these middle rounds. 4 rounds into this 8-round youth lightweight WBC title fight between 2 undefeated fighters.
Good body shots landed there by Jaimes, and I believe maybe that's something that was told to him in the corner, because he came out immediately to throw those body shots, and Vasquez is not taking them well.
No, not at all. You see Vasquez is not nearly as aggressive pushing forward. They're in the middle of the ring now, but the earlier rounds you saw Vasquez pushing Jaimes back to the ropes, and now they're just exchanging in the middle. Back and forth they go with these short shots. Nice little left hook lands for Jaimes. Jaimes dips down, but back and forth they go. Ooh, nice left hook lands. Another one by Jaimes. Jaimes is starting to put good hook combinations together.
And I like how the pace keeps changing. That's what you want to see in a fight between 2 undefeated fighters.
Now, the ability to adapt in the fight, it's what makes
it's key.
Yeah,
yes.
It's what makes great fighters, right? The ability to have maybe a game plan, to be able to go in there, maybe the game plan's not working, or you see something else that might be more effective, and the ability to change your style or your pace of the fight in the middle. Big shot lands there.
Yeah, it's something to say. Everybody, the more notable fighter that's able to do that is Floyd Mayweather. To change in the moments of the fight. What pace is gonna be more suitable for him, and he's always been able to do it.
Well, there's an old analogy. You want to be the general on the hill, not the front line running towards your enemy. Like back when they used to have wars and 2 armies would get together, the generals aren't in the front lines because they have to see the whole fight. So to have the ability to be the warrior that's actually conducting the battle, but keep your head like you're seeing the battle from above, that's a rare trait for a boxer to have. And you see, obviously, Jaimes is kind of able to see what needs to be done, make the adjustments in the fight, even though he's the one that's taking and giving the punishment on the front line here.
Yeah, and that's when a good corner comes into play. As we saw the shift in the strategy for Jaimes running from round 3 to 4.
Yes.
He elected to do something different, and to that general analogy that you used, the corner comes into play there.
Yeah, they to be able to receive instructions on the battlefield in the middle of battle, that is a rare trait, and that's what makes, the greats in the sport.
Yeah, and, Jaimes was able to do it there. See if he continues to utilize that same strategy. Seemed to have worked for him in round 4.
Or maybe if Vasquez can adjust, and change his strategy, because maybe he doesn't feel like he's being effective, or his corner lets him know that he needs to do a little something different. But it seems to me it's more of the same from Vasquez, pushing forward, trying to be aggressive, maybe looking to wear down Jaimes. But we are 5 rounds into this 8-round fight, and Jaimes doesn't look like he's slowing down at all. In fact, it looks like he's speeding up a little bit here. But Vasquez still slipping, still ripping. Neither fighter have been really hurt in this fight. They've landed some good shots, but they both had the chins to take them pretty well.
Yeah, they both had the chins to take them well, but to be honest, Ryan, I would say that the one that looks to me to be losing technique is Vasquez.
Yes, it seems like he might be weathering a little bit and starting to throw with a little bit more desperation as opposed to consideration here for where he's throwing these punches.
Yeah. And those body shots by Jaimes will do that to a fighter, especially if they're landing cleanly. Like like they've been landing for Jaimes, man.
Man,
Ouch.
these guys are just going back and forth. I mean, it's very rare, I say, to see fighters willing to exchange like this, but just displays the heart of all these fighters on the card here tonight, especially this main event, WBC Youth Lightweight title fight here. Both guys back and forth. But as you said, it seems like the more, I guess, effective or harder shots seem to be being landed by Jaimes, but I tell you what, Vasquez is putting in good work here in this 5th round.
Yeah, definitely putting in good work, but I mean, I don't see the technique there. Oh, when he received, Jaimes received him with a good inside body shot. I think made Vasquez think twice coming in like that.
I like the way Jaimes kind of dips and leans and jumps into some of these short hooks and shots, almost kind of a la Joe Frazier,
yeah,
where he dips his weight one way and then really lunges into these shots, these hard uppercuts and hooks to the body here.
And that's where the power shots come from, you know? And like you said about that lunging hook, I'm gonna go back from the Francisco Rubio fight with Jaimes, the way he lunged into that hook. It was like perfect, man. It was perfect. Send the dude flying to his back, straight to his back, immediately stopped by the referee.
Couldn't script it any better, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't script it any better.
And I appreciate the composure of both fighters here. Jaimes and Vasquez, neither of them willing to back up. Both of them just standing and trading. But you do see the facial expression of Vasquez as he walks to his corner. He doesn't look like
I think
he has much energy to give left in this fight here.
I think he's having a hard time now, as his mouth is open,
looking down at the floor.
Yeah,
it's not good body language if you're in the corner of Muñeco Vasquez.
Absolutely not. And this is when I would like to hear what the corner is saying. As we take a look at the replay here of a little bit of action from the last round.
I mean, both guys, you know, getting a little wild in the exchange, but Jaimes a little bit more crisp and controlled with those techniques. Seems to be placing his punches, you know.
As we're halfway through the fight, Brandon, you're correct. In the more crisp shots being thrown by Manuel Jaimes. He's doing a much better job of keeping his composure.
Absolutely. You know, and I think what Vasquez might have thought he was doing early is kind of wear down Jaimes and slow him down with shots to the body, maybe get that footwork a little less effective. But it seems like Jaimes has plenty of energy, still dancing, moving left and right. Doesn't seem like his feet are getting heavy at all. In fact, he seems like his feet are lighter than ever right now.
Yeah, and Vasquez's feet are getting stuck in the mud there.
Yeah,
you know?
marching forward a little bit, right?
Marching forward, but with not being effective at all. You know,
A little bit flat-footed, yeah.
Flat-footed, and frustration is coming into mind.
Yeah, this 8-round WBC title fight rocks him with that jab there. And Jaimes is just, you know, very technical. Even in the rough close-up exchanges, he's nice and sharp, avoiding heavy shots like that right there, rolls under that hook. But man, I'll tell you what, Vasquez keeps chasing him down.
He keeps chasing him down, but as he starts to not hit anything, throw at the wind.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're
more
effective.
tired more than anything. Like, you can hit a heavy bag all day, right?
Yeah.
But if you miss, nobody practices missing, and Vasquez is missing a lot, and that's due to the head movement by Jaimes.
Almost takes more energy from you to miss a big punch than to land it, right, Chris?
That's my point. It takes a lot of energy to miss a shot where you throw with power thinking you're going to connect.
And it frustrates you when you whiff big in front of a big crowd like this, you know, and you can't seem to find the mark. And when you get frustrated, sometimes you start to make mistakes. And bang, another big left from Jaimes.
And he's starting to make mistakes. Jaimes is starting to capitalize, landing those hard hooks right there in the corner before moving out. That one blocked by Vasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez continues to come forward, but doesn't change his approach whatsoever, just literally walking in to Jaimes' range and just kind of throwing whatever. It doesn't seem like the punches from Vasquez have the same pop as they did earlier in the fight. They definitely don't have the same pop as Jaimes' punches do right now.
Not right now, yeah. But Jaimes did something that I didn't really like. He lunged and his feet were off the ground when he threw that shot, putting himself in bad position. If Vasquez was able to capitalize, it'd probably be a hard shot.
But Jaimes
still
pushing
bouncing
forward.
around.
Yeah, he's plenty of energy. You know, both fighters are, I mean, neither of them look like they're tired. I wouldn't go that far, but you just kind of see, you know, you don't see any excitement, you know, on the face of Vasquez as he walks back to his corner.
No, you're saying he doesn't look tired, but to me, I'm looking at him right now. I know we're looking at the ring card, girl. It's round 7, guys. Thank you.
Well, I guess
look at him there. He is, to me, in my opinion, tired. You know, and he still has 4 rounds left.
Oh, it is an 8-round fight, actually, this main
Oh,
event.
excuse me.
So
yes.
we're in the last 2 rounds here.
He's got 2 rounds left.
So, which can be a lot when you're taking shots like you are taking from Jaimes right now.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that replay. Speaking of some of those shots here, again,
look
you
at
see
the technique.
They seem very lackadaisical,
Yeah,
those punches from Vasquez.
I gotta get my thesaurus, bro. I don't throwing big words at me, man. Don't do that to me, bro.
I got someone feeding me in my ear here all these big words. I got a Harvard
me.
professor in the back on a microphone for me. Okay, we have going into that 7th round here. It is myself, Brandon Kyle, alongside Chris Martin, calling this main event for Best in Boxing on Toscano Boxing Promotions, live on Fight Hub TV. We are going into the last and final 2 rounds of this final fight main event here. Big shout out to Toscano Boxing for putting on another great show. Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming, for the wonderful production they have going on here.
Wonderful production, man, and excellent matchmaking. I really have enjoyed every single show that this promotion has put forward this year. You know, relatively new to the boxing promotions, but already, in my opinion, making a splash, because each fight that we've had, that we've aired through Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming, Fight Hub TV, every fight card has been good.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, as you heard from Jorge Toscano, he's a fight fan first and foremost. And he wants to see good fights. That's why he throws good fights.
Yeah, man. Oof.
Big hook lands, another hook lands. Now you start to see Jaimes starting to push back Vasquez, landing multiple shots to the face. But man, Vasquez, and when I said he's not tired, I guess I meant to say he seems tired, but it's not stopping him from his forward assault.
It's not stopping him from throwing, man.
Yeah.
He's, good body shot by Jaimes.
Oh, yeah, that might have hurt him a little bit.
I think Vasquez felt that one, man.
Yeah, definitely. You see him breathing really heavy.
Oof.
Oh,
and he's not letting his hands go. Oh, there you go.
But as you said earlier, it doesn't seem like he's throwing with much power. Just kind of twisting his shoulders and letting his arms flail into these punches.
Those are arm punches, and when he misses like he just did right now, that definitely wears on you a lot more.
No doubt.
Oof.
Oh, Jaimes is maybe starting to smell the weakening. Oh, doubles up with the hook. Both straight to the nose. Oh, you see some blood flying from the face. A little bloody in the mouth there.
And
Vasquez.
The schooling there of Jaimes to be pressuring and then still defend the way he's been doing. Look,
yes,
he's gonna move his head somewhere in the midst of this. Ooh, another one.
Again, and I made the reference earlier to Joe Frazier. Kind of reminds you of that type of fighter that puts his head right up in your chest, and then before you know it, up with the hook, to the body with the hook, lunging into it. Just, God, you love to see this type of fight. You know, it becomes more rare in boxing nowadays to see fighters that are willing to toe the line the way these two are right now in this main event, and just keep going. back and forth. You know, neither of them's trying to run. Neither of them's trying to hold or clinch. They're just shoulder to shoulder throwing punches, Chris.
Yeah, man. So once again, man, I'm going to say that what I said again at the beginning of the telecast, that grit is going to win this fight. And as of right now, it seems like Manuel Jaimes has slightly more grit than Vasquez. Even though Vasquez got off to a good start, he's been unable to maintain that pace.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay here. What do you see going on in this replay, Chris?
It's that double hook that caught our eye, both of our eyes at the beginning of that round. You know, and Jaimes just pouring it on, man.
Your final round.
8th and final round of this Best in Boxing main event, guys. It has been a stellar night of boxing, to say the least. We've had some wonderful performances from all the fighters here tonight. Just so grateful. A lot of sacrifices made here, but most importantly,
They had already touched gloves. Vasquez tried to touch gloves again. Jaimes caught him with a good shot.
No need to touch gloves twice, especially in the 8th round of a WBC youth lightweight title. But man, again, even though Vasquez has taken some heavy shots, look at him push forward. He knows how important it is to win this final round. Who knows what it's going to look like on the judges' scorecards? Who knows if we're going to see these guys go the distance or if they're going to finish with a knockout like they both usually do. But man, they are both going for it right now, Chris.
Both these gentlemen been the distance once each. They've been the distance once. So that goes to say, man, you know, the fact that they're still throwing shots, they're used to getting their opponent out of the...
Miguel Vasquez, champion, he's got a chin like him.
And oh man, these guys stopped me in mid-sentence,
yeah,
man.
The way they're throwing
here.
Yeah,
the way they're throwing, I'm becoming a fan. I mean, I'm a fan already, right?
Yeah.
But I'm turning into a fan when I'm supposed to be calling this fight for you guys.
Both of these fighters I'm becoming a fan of. Cristian Vasquez kind of reminds me of his champion boxing brother, Miguel Vasquez here, who's in his corner, just relentless coming forward. Manuel Jaimes is just, you know, understands how important this final round is. You never know what the judges are looking like, and these guys are just throwing back and forth. Look at that body shot. Nice body shot by Vasquez, but it does not stop Jaimes from coming forward and pressuring. Another nice body shot, but then followed by an uppercut by Jaimes. These guys are just throwing punches non-stop here.
And there goes that will of Vasquez, man. It's both fighters. And,
huge left hook by Jaimes, right? Wow, big shots being traded here in this 8th and final round.
In the final minute of the fight.
Yeah, and now Vasquez really digging into that body, but is it too little too late?
It's definitely too late, man, unless he catches him with a shot that Jaimes doesn't see. This is the type of work that he should have been putting in the middle of the rounds. The middle rounds, excuse me.
Yeah, you see that reddening on the rib cage from earlier in the fight from Jaimes. Oh, that was a big one. That one might have hurt Vasquez a little bit, but man, what does he do? Push forward.
Yeah, and that was a triple hook. I don't think I've seen a double hook. That was a triple hook.
And he throws a 4-punch combination, goes back to the body, receives another hook. Wow. You know these guys both have power, so it's just even more impressive to see him taking these shots from each other like this. Guys, 10 seconds left. Main event, final round, final fight, Best in Boxing. What's going to happen? Who's going to take it? Let's see. Wow.
And we both had the exact same expression, man.
Wow.
What a fight, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm a fan of Manuel Jaimes prior to coming in to this fight tonight. I'm a fan leaving the arena. I'm a fan of Cristian Muñeco Vasquez for his tenacity. Exciting fights brought to you by Toscano Boxing Promotions, Best in Boxing, Fight Hub TV. Man, what a show.
What a show. What a show, and what a sacrifice these fighters make to fight through these trying times. Speaking of sacrifices, we want to make sure we thank all the men and women in uniform serving in our communities and around the world. We thank you for your service. the city of Stockton has been great to Toscano Boxing. God willing, we'll be back up there soon whenever things clear up here. But until then, at least we have a platform down here to safely put on and display some of the best up-and-coming boxers in the world here.
Stand by on the replay. Of the
Let's take a
final
replay of that
round.
last
And
round
3,
here,
2,
Chris.
And go replay.
It's just an exciting finish. You know, that's kind of the story of the fight. It was back and forth most of the fight, as we see here. My assumption of Vasquez getting tired never came to fruition. Even though Manuel Jaimes, in my opinion, landed the better shots, is the better schooled boxer between the two. Vasquez just put on a very tough showing of grit.
Absolutely, grit and determination. I am going to join these fighters in the ring to interview our winner, who we will find out right now from our ring announcer, Pablo Flores.
As I get a quick minute,
Here's another replay. And 3,
Sunday, November 29th, Boristeca Boxing Promotions, Best in Boxing. We come back to you live from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, for another day of fights. 12 p.m. Pacific time, as we once again see the action between both fighters in Jaimes and Vasquez. A very good showing of two undefeated boxers not wanting to lose their O.
Go to can number 3.
Very good performance by Manuel Jaimes. In my opinion, may have won this fight.
And ladies and gentlemen, this bout has gone to the distance of 8 rounds,
Chris,
and now we go to the judges'
we're setting for the
scorecard.
final.
Damas y
Okay.
caballeros, este combate se ha ido a la distancia de 8 asaltos, y ahora nos vamos con la decisión de los jueces, no sin antes un fuerte aplauso
So
para el
go to-
muñeco Vázquez
Go to 2.
y Manuel Jaimes por este gran combate. Big round of applause for these two warriors, both Jaimes and el muñeco Vázquez.
Okay, see if we can
Judge, el juez Alejandro Rochín, he scores it 80-72. 80-72 anotó Alejandro Rochín. And both judges, Jesse Hernandez and Sergio Lechuga, have the same scores of 78-74.
Put your headset on.
78-74 estos dos últimos jueces. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. He is the new WBC Youth Lightweight Champion of the World, el nuevo campeón mundial juvenil CMB peso ligero. Stockton's own. From Stockton, California, USA, Manuel Jaimes. And also big round of applause for his opponent from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Cristian El Muñeco Vasquez.